Hi, my name is Martin de Vries, and in this video I'm going to explain my personal view on using SAP HANA and S4 HANA as an innovation platform for your business. Now, if you think about all the databases that you have in your business today, you could say that collectively they form the corporate memory of your business. Well, if that's the case, then you can best describe HANA as potentially being the brain of your business. And that may sound very pretentious, the brain of your business, but I actually first heard that from one of our strategic customers that is deploying HANA across the board and actually calls it the brain of their business. So that's where I actually got it from. Now, a brain stores information as well, so in that sense it's also memory. But what sets it apart from traditional databases is that HANA actually processes the information, it interprets it, it thinks about it, as it were. And that's where HANA is really different from any conventional kind of database. Now, you don't have to store all your data in your brain. If you think about our brains, we frequently write things down, file them away somewhere, and retrieve them as and when we need them. And so it is with HANA as well. You can have data all over your company and simply load it into HANA as and when you need it. That's up to you. The kind of data we're talking about includes your, let's say, traditional business data like ERP transactions, CRM, supply chain management, and so on. But it can also include things like social media data or machine data from the Internet of Things and so on. And this we collectively call big data. Now, conventional databases usually are not able of storing both business data and big data together because they look very different. Business data is, well, relatively small and it's numeric and it's highly structured, whereas big data comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Could be text data from social media posts, could be geospatial data from things that are on the move, and so on and so forth. But HANA has different processing engines, rather like your brain has different processing engines, that are able to handle all the different types of data that you can throw at it. Now, on the other hand, HANA is also able to process signals coming in real time. Just like your brain is processing signals from your 5 senses coming in real time, and you don't even notice that it's happening. In this case, the signals can come, for example, from social media. But in this case, it's just a single customer, for example, that is complaining about your products and service. And we all know that that can quickly get out of hand. Could be signals from the Internet of Things, maybe a connected car that's telling you what's going on. It could be weather signals, for example, which is really important to retailers and ice cream manufacturers and so on. And it could be stocks information or commodity prices for companies that really value that. It could be any kind of signal, basically. Now, the magic happens when these real-time signals and all the data from the past come together. And HANA is able to process this in real time and interpret it and use it to generate valuable insights. Insights about what has happened, what is happening right now, and, thanks to predictive analytics built into HANA, what's likely to happen next as well. And based on those insights, you can even go a step further and decide, well, in that case, what action am I going to take? That could be something you decide yourself, right? You could discuss the insights in a meeting and then decide for yourself. But in some time-critical situations, there's no time for a meeting. You need to take action straight away. In our human brains, we are programmed with the fight or flight response. So if you see a grizzly bear, you don't have time for a meeting, you need to take action straight away. And so there are grizzly bears in the business world as well. And in those cases, you might want to have HANA take action directly when certain things arise, certain situations arise. But it doesn't stop there. When you take action, this leads to new signals. So you see the grizzly bear and you decide to start running away from it. You're looking over your shoulder, of course, to see if it's coming after you, and if so, if it's catching up. And this leads to new insights. Okay, it is, and it is catching up, so I need to change my action. I may need to climb up a tree, and I better hope that that action works, right? But what you're seeing really is a closed loop going on here that feels like insights leading to action, action leading to new insights, and so on. And we actually call this closing the loop between insight and action. Now this is a really important historic development in the world of IT as well, because due to technical limitations, we didn't have the technology for a brain in the past. We used to have separate applications for generating insights and taking actions. We had BI systems for insights that we often called online analytical processing systems, and we had online transactional processing systems like ERP and CRM and so on to actually take actions and do things. But now, thanks to specifically HANA, we don't need to do that anymore. We can combine these two worlds together into something that Gartner is calling hybrid transactional and analytical processing applications. And SAP is really leading the way with this, thanks to HANA. Now, at the end of the day, from a business perspective, what this means is that you can use HANA to generate insights to support management decision making, but you can also have HANA take certain actions, trigger certain actions automatically. So a bit like your brain telling the rest of your body what to do. Start running, start climbing, whatever it may be. And so here we come to the typical use cases we're seeing for HANA in our customers. And I'll give you just 3 examples, there are many more, right? The first is predictive maintenance, where the grizzly bear is obviously some sort of asset, could be your own, or it could be your customer's product, that is showing signs that it might be about to malfunction. But if you send an engineer out to fix it on time, you may be able to stop it from going down in the first place. And that's predictive maintenance. Second one is fraud management, where you're looking at transactions in real time. Credit card transactions, insurance claims, internal transactions of your employees and so on, and you're comparing them with what's happened in the past to identify suspicious transactions, and if you have any, to take action on them as quickly as possible. So think of a bank sending you a text message and saying, hey, did you really make this large purchase on your credit card, or is there something fishy going on? So that's an example of fraud management. And thirdly, we've got precision marketing. And precision marketing is about truly unifying all the data that you have on your customers. Now that was the original promise of CRM, wasn't it? A 360-degree customer view. But to be honest, many companies never even managed to really do that with just business data, let alone with all the big data we have on our customers now. Their social media behavior, things from their mobile apps or their clickstream on your company website, for example. So there's really so much so-called dark data on our customers that we're simply not using today. And so the idea here is unify all that data on your customers, bring it together inside HANA, and then hold that against your customers' behavior in real time. Something they liked on Facebook or Twitter, or they're in town and they're near one of your stores, and maybe the weather plays a role as well, right? Based on these signals and everything you know about that customer, you generate insights like what kind of products they're likely to be interested in, and you take an action like sending them a personalized promotion to their mobile phone. And that is precision marketing. Now hopefully you can see this has tremendous business value for companies, right? Risk reduction, right? Less downtime, less fraud, and so on. Less customer churn potentially as well. Cost reduction associated with those risks as well. But perhaps most exciting at all is the prospect of revenue growth as well as just cost reduction. With things like precision marketing, you really can sell more products and services to your customers, lower customer churn and things like that. And in fact, you may even be able to offer your customers entirely new products and services that weren't even possible before. Think, for example, of embedding sensors into the products that you sell your customers and then offering them predictive maintenance as a service. And we actually have several customers who are already doing this today. That's really the story of using SAP HANA as an innovation platform. I'd like to just finish by showing you some of the products that you need behind the scenes to make this a reality. So obviously at the heart of it we have SAP HANA itself and those different engines inside HANA to do different tasks, right? Text processing, geospatial processing, predictive analytics and so on. To bring in data from other sources, you need enterprise information management tools. Whether you want to use ours or you have your own really doesn't matter, but you need tools to bring the data into HANA. And for these signals, you need something like our event stream processing tool, which actually looks at data feeds in real time. It throws out signals that you're not interested in, and it passes the relevant signals on into HANA for real-time processing. And then we come to insights and action. If you just want to generate insights to support management, then you have our whole analytics portfolio at your disposal, the Business Intelligence Suite, Lumira, Infinite Insight for predictive analysis, and so on, right? But if you want to really close the loop between insight and action, then you need to look at S/4HANA, which is entirely built on this principle we've talked about here, and possibly one of our high-performance applications as well. These are best-of-breed applications for specific use cases. And guess what? Good examples of those are SAP Predictive Maintenance, SAP Fraud Management, and SAP Precision Marketing. You don't have to build these things from scratch because we already built them for you. Thank you very much for your time and attention.